On a stormy afternoon, the city streets glistened with rainwater, reflecting the chaos of life around them. Ken, a successful businessman known for his shrewdness and ambition, was hurrying home after a long day at work. As he passed under a bridge, he noticed a figure huddled beneath it, shivering and drenched. It was a beggar, his clothes tattered and his face lined with hardship. Without a second thought, Ken approached the man. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice barely rising above the sound of the rain. The beggar looked up, his eyes dull and tired. Ken felt a twinge of compassion. "Let me help you," he said, pulling out a sandwich and a thermos of coffee from his bag. The beggar accepted the food gratefully, his thin hands trembling. After sharing a brief meal, Ken noticed the beggar's ragged coat. He took off his own old jacket, still warm from his body, and offered it to the man. "You need this more than I do," Ken insisted. The beggar's eyes widened in disbelief as he accepted the coat, a flicker of hope igniting within him. Years passed. Ken's life flourished, his company grew, and he became a well-respected figure in the business world. Yet, despite his success, he often felt something was missing. He worked tirelessly, driven by ambition, but the connection he felt that rainy day lingered in his mind. Then, a storm broke again, this time in the form of a financial crisis. Ken's company faced severe setbacks, and he struggled to keep it afloat. Desperate for help, he sought investors but received only rejection after rejection. Just as he was about to lose hope, a mysterious figure approached him during a pitch meeting. The man was impeccably dressed, exuding confidence and authority. "I hear you're looking for an investor," he said, his voice smooth yet firm. Ken couldn't place him, but he felt an undeniable aura of familiarity. As they discussed terms, Ken noticed the man's piercing gaze. It was as if he could see through Ken, reading his every thought and fear. "I can save your company, but I need to know you're committed," the man stated, his tone unwavering. After some negotiation, they agreed on a deal that seemed too good to be true. The investment revitalized Ken's company, pulling it back from the brink of collapse. As they celebrated the success, Ken felt a strange sense of gratitude toward his new partner. Months passed, and as their partnership grew, Ken became curious about the man's past. He asked questions, trying to piece together his partner's story. One day, as they were discussing strategies, Ken suddenly had a realization. The man's eyes, the way he spoke, could it be? He hesitated, unsure if he should voice his thoughts. "Have we met before?" Ken finally asked, scrutinizing his partner's face for any sign of recognition. The man paused, a shadow crossing his features. "Years ago, I was different. I was lost," he admitted. "But someone showed me kindness when I had nothing. That moment changed my life." Ken's heart raced as the pieces fell into place. "You're the beggar. The one I helped under the bridge," he exclaimed, astonished. The man nodded, a small smile breaking through. "Yes, I was that man. Your generosity inspired me to change my life. I started from nothing, but I never forgot your kindness." As they shared their stories, Ken realized that the act of compassion he had shown on that stormy day had rippled through time, influencing both their lives in profound ways. The beggar, now a successful businessman, had risen to prominence but remained humble and grateful. Their partnership blossomed, built on mutual respect and shared values. Together, they transformed Ken's company into a thriving enterprise, combining their strengths. The experience forged a bond between them that transcended their pasts. Through the trials and triumphs, Ken learned the importance of compassion and connection. The beggar taught him that success isn't just about wealth, it's also about the relationships we build and the kindness we share. They both grew, not just as businessmen but as friends, each enriching the other's life. In the years that followed, they became known in the community for their philanthropic efforts, giving back to those in need. They established programs to help the homeless, ensuring that no one else would have to endure what they once had. Their story became an inspiration, reminding everyone that a simple act of kindness can change lives forever. As they stood under the same bridge where they had first met, Ken reflected on how a stormy day had led to an unexpected friendship. The beggar had become a partner, and in that partnership, they found strength and purpose. And so, in the heart of the bustling city, their tale of compassion, resilience, and transformation continued to unfold, reminding all who heard it of the profound impact of kindness. As Ken and his partner, whom he now called Sam, continued to grow their business and philanthropic efforts, they became well-known figures in the community. Their company not only thrived but also served as a beacon of hope for many. Ken often reflected on how far they had come since that stormy day under the bridge. One afternoon, as they were preparing for an upcoming charity event, Ken and Sam sat down to discuss their future plans. "We've accomplished so much, but I feel like there's still more we can do," Ken said, poring over their latest financial reports and community outreach initiatives. Sam nodded, his expression thoughtful. "I agree. I think we should focus on long-term solutions for homelessness, not just temporary relief. We could create a program that offers job training and placement services. Many people just need a chance." Ken's eyes lit up at the idea. "That's brilliant. We can partner with local businesses to provide real opportunities. This way, we're not just giving handouts, we're empowering people to rebuild their lives." As they fleshed out the details, they realized that their own journeys could serve as powerful testimonials for the program. They could share their stories to inspire others, showing that change was possible with determination and support. The charity event they were organizing became the perfect platform to launch their new initiative. They invited community leaders, local business owners, and influential figures. As the event day approached, Ken and Sam worked tirelessly to ensure everything was perfect. On the night of the event, the atmosphere was electric. The venue was beautifully decorated, and a sense of purpose filled the air. Ken and Sam took the stage, and as they shared their personal stories, the audience listened intently. Sam spoke about his life as a beggar and how a single act of kindness had changed his trajectory. "I was lost," Sam said, his voice steady. "But someone showed me that I mattered. That moment sparked a fire in me to change my life, and I want to help others find that spark as well." Ken followed, detailing his own journey and the lessons he learned from Sam. Success isn't just about profits or prestige. It's about lifting others up and creating a community where everyone has the chance to thrive. The crowd erupted in applause, and many were moved to tears. It was clear that their stories resonated deeply. The event concluded with an overwhelming response to the new job training initiative. Local businesses pledged support, and many attendees signed up to volunteer their time and resources. In the weeks that followed, Ken and Sam launched their program, which they named Second Chances. They collaborated with several organizations to create workshops, mentorship opportunities, and job placements for those in need. Their efforts quickly gained momentum, and stories of transformation began to emerge. One day, Ken received a heartfelt letter from a young woman named Lisa. She wrote about how she had been struggling after losing her job and her home. After attending one of the workshops, she found a new job and was able to secure stable housing. "Thank you for believing in us," she wrote. "You've changed my life." Ken shared the letter with Sam, and they both felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Each success story served as a reminder of why they had embarked on this journey. They were not just building a business, they were creating a legacy of hope. As the months passed, their partnership deepened. They traveled together to share their initiative with other cities, expanding their reach and inspiring others to take similar actions. Everywhere they went, they emphasized the importance of compassion and community involvement. One day, during a speaking engagement in a nearby city, they met a young entrepreneur named Jake. He was passionate about social entrepreneurship and eager to make a difference. Ken and Sam saw potential in him and invited him to collaborate on future projects. Together, they brainstormed innovative solutions to address various social issues. With their combined expertise and experiences, they launched several initiatives focused on mental health support, education, and environmental sustainability. Each project was met with enthusiasm and support from the community, further solidifying their impact. As their network grew, Ken often reflected on how a simple act of kindness had set everything in motion. The encounter with the beggar had not only transformed Sam's life but had also altered Ken's perspective on success. He no longer viewed his accomplishments in isolation but as part of a larger mission to uplift others. Years later, while attending a gala honoring their charity work, Ken found himself speaking with a young man who was a product of their Second Chances program. The young man shared how he had once struggled but had now started his own business, inspired by the support he received. "I want to give back," he said, determination shining in his eyes. "I want to help others the way you helped me." Ken felt a surge of pride and gratitude. "That's what it's all about," he replied, paying it forward. As the evening came to a close, Ken and Sam stood together, watching the bustling crowd. They had created a movement, one that emphasized the power of kindness, resilience, and community. They had proven that everyone deserves a second chance, and together, they were making the world a better place. On the way home, Sam turned to Ken and said, "Do you ever think about what might have happened if you hadn't stopped that day under the bridge?" Ken smiled softly. "I do. It's hard to imagine where we'd be. But I'm grateful for every step that led us here." Their journey had come full circle, but it was far from over. With each new project, each life touched, and each story shared, they knew they were just beginning to make a lasting difference. The bond they had forged through adversity was stronger than ever, rooted in a shared mission to create a brighter future for all. As they drove through the rain-soaked streets, the memories of that stormy day felt like a distant echo, a reminder of the unexpected paths life can take when one chooses compassion over indifference. Together, they would continue to inspire, uplift, and transform lives, one act of kindness at a time. As Ken and Sam continued their journey, they began to receive recognition for their efforts. Awards poured in for their innovative approach to social entrepreneurship, and they were often invited to speak at conferences and seminars. With each engagement, they emphasized the importance of community and the power of personal stories. During one particular conference, they were approached by a well-known philanthropist named Grace. She was impressed by their work and offered to partner with them on a large-scale initiative that could reach even more people in need. "I believe together we can create a program that not only addresses immediate needs but also fosters long-term change," she said passionately. Ken and Sam exchanged excited glances. They saw potential in Grace's proposal to create a network of support services that would encompass housing, mental health care, and job training. This could transform lives on a much larger scale. The three of them began to strategize, pooling their resources and connections. They organized community meetings to gather input and ensure that the program would meet the specific needs of those they aimed to help. They listened intently to the stories shared by individuals who had experienced hardship, using their feedback to shape their plans. As the initiative, named Empowerment Network, took shape, they received backing from local governments and businesses eager to be involved. They held fundraising events, workshops, and awareness campaigns, drawing attention to the importance of sustainable support systems. One day, as they were planning their next community outreach event, Sam received a phone call from a woman named Maria. She was a single mother who had recently lost her job and was facing eviction. After hearing about the Empowerment Network, she reached out in desperation, hoping to find help. Sam arranged to meet her and learned about her situation. Maria was overwhelmed but had a fierce determination to provide for her children. Sam listened attentively and assured her that they could help. He connected her with resources for financial assistance, job training, and child care services. As weeks went by, Maria began to regain her footing. With the support of the Empowerment Network, she secured a stable job and was able to find affordable housing. Sam watched with pride as she transformed her life, her confidence blossoming with each step forward. During a community celebration to honor the success of the Empowerment Network, Maria took the stage to share her story. Her voice shook with emotion as she spoke about her journey and the support she received. "I was lost and scared, but thanks to this community, I found my way. If I can do it, so can others," she exclaimed, igniting the crowd with her passion. Ken and Sam exchanged smiles, their hearts swelling with pride. they realized that the impact of their work extended far beyond their expectations. They had created a ripple effect, inspiring others to take action and support one another. The Empowerment Network became a model for other cities, drawing attention from media outlets and organizations interested in replicating their success. Ken, Sam, and Grace were invited to share their approach at national conferences, where they emphasized the importance of collaboration and community-driven solutions. As they traveled, they also took the opportunity to meet with individuals who had successfully turned their lives around with the help of their initiatives. These encounters fueled their commitment, reminding them of the real people behind the statistics. One evening, after returning from a particularly rewarding trip, Ken and Sam sat on the balcony of their office, reflecting on their journey. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Ken asked, looking out at the city skyline illuminated against the night sky. "I often think about it," Sam replied. "Every time we help someone, it reinforces why we do this. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the lives we touch." As they continued to share ideas for future projects, a sense of excitement filled the air. They brainstormed ways to expand their reach, considering partnerships with educational institutions and technology companies to enhance their training programs. Months later, they launched a pilot program that integrated digital skills training into their job placement services. They recognized that the job market was evolving, and equipping individuals with the right tools was essential for success. The program was met with enthusiasm, attracting participants eager to learn. As they gathered feedback from the first cohort of students, they noticed a remarkable change in confidence and enthusiasm. Many participants began to take initiative, forming study groups and supporting one another. One evening, while reviewing progress reports, Sam turned to Ken. "It's incredible to see how these individuals are growing. They're not just learning skills, they're building a community." Ken nodded, feeling a sense of fulfillment wash over him. It's the power of connection. When people feel supported, they can achieve amazing things. Their partnership with Grace continued to thrive, leading to even more ambitious projects. They created mentorship programs that paired successful professionals with participants seeking guidance. The ripple effect was palpable, as mentors and ments formed lasting bonds that extended beyond the workplace. As the years went by, Ken and Sam became well-respected advocates for social change. They spoke at universities, inspiring the next generation of leaders to prioritize compassion and community in their pursuits. One day, while attending a graduation ceremony at a local university, Ken was approached by a group of students. They expressed their admiration for his work and shared their aspirations to start their own initiatives focused on social impact. Ken felt a surge of hope. "It's inspiring to see you all so passionate about making a difference. Remember, every small act of kindness can create a ripple effect. Don't underestimate the power of your actions." As he spoke, he noticed Sam standing nearby, listening intently. They exchanged a knowing glance, recognizing the shared mission that had brought them together all those years ago. Reflecting on their journey, Ken couldn't help but think back to that stormy day under the bridge, the moment that had changed everything. Their lives had intertwined in a way that neither had anticipated, leading them down a path filled with purpose and meaning. In the quiet moments, Ken often thought about the people they had helped, the faces of those who had overcome adversity and transformed their lives. Each story was a reminder of the importance of compassion, and each success fueled their determination to continue their work. As the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Ken and Sam stood together, looking toward the future. They knew there was still much to be done, many lives to touch, and countless stories to unfold. And together, they would continue their journey, inspired by the belief that kindness could change the world, one person at a time. As Ken and Sam dove deeper into their initiatives, they began to explore the idea of creating an annual summit focused on social entrepreneurship. They envisioned a gathering that would bring together thought leaders, innovators, and community activists to share ideas, resources, and success stories. After months of planning, the first Empowerment Summit was set to take place. They secured a large venue, invited influential speakers, and organized workshops tailored to various aspects of social entrepreneurship. The excitement was palpable as participants registered from all over the country, eager to learn and collaborate. On the day of the summit, the atmosphere buzzed with energy. Ken and Sam welcomed guests, their hearts racing with anticipation. They knew this was more than just an event, it was a chance to ignite a movement. As the opening session began, Ken took the stage. He shared the journey that had led him to this point, highlighting the importance of connection and community. "This summit is a celebration of our collective power," he said, his voice resonating with passion. "Together, we can create lasting change." Sam followed, recounting his own transformation from a beggar to a successful entrepreneur. His story, raw and honest, captivated the audience. "Every one of us has the potential to rise above our circumstances," he declared. "It's not just about what we achieve, it's about lifting others as we climb." Throughout the day, workshops and panel discussions covered topics ranging from fundraising strategies to effective community engagement. Participants exchanged ideas, shared their experiences, and formed connections that would extend beyond the summit. One workshop focused specifically on building resilience in communities. It was led by a former nonprofit leader who shared practical tools and techniques for fostering a culture of support. Attendees took notes, eager to implement what they learned back home. During a networking session, Ken and Sam wandered through the crowd, engaging with participants and listening to their stories. They met a young woman named Aisha who had started a nonprofit to support refugees. Her passion was infectious, and she expressed her desire to connect with mentors who could help her grow her organization. "We can help you with that," Ken said, offering her their contacts and resources. Aisha beamed with gratitude, and they exchanged information, knowing this connection could lead to something impactful. As the summit concluded, Ken and Sam felt a sense of accomplishment. They had created a platform that inspired collaboration and fostered a community of changemakers. They were eager to hear about the innovative projects that would emerge from this gathering. In the weeks following the summit, they received an influx of emails and calls from attendees eager to share updates on their initiatives. Many expressed how the connections they had made at the summit had opened new doors, leading to partnerships and funding opportunities. One evening, as they reviewed the feedback from the summit, Sam turned to Ken. "It's incredible how quickly these ideas are taking root. I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface of what's possible." Ken nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "We've ignited something here. This is just the beginning." Their next step was to build a digital platform to keep the momentum going. They envisioned an online community where social entrepreneurs could connect, share resources, and seek mentorship. With the help of a talented web developer, they brought their vision to life, creating a vibrant space for collaboration. The platform launched with great success, attracting users from various backgrounds and experiences. Ken and Sam facilitated discussions, hosted webinars, and curated content that provided valuable insights into the world of social entrepreneurship. One day, while browsing through the platform, Sam stumbled upon a post from Aisha. She had successfully secured funding for her nonprofit and was launching a new program to support refugee women in starting their own businesses. Sam felt a surge of pride, knowing that their connection had played a role in her success. As they continued to nurture the online community, Ken and Sam decided to host a quarterly virtual meetup. This would give members a chance to share their progress, discuss challenges, and brainstorm solutions together. The meetups quickly became a highlight for participants, fostering a sense of belonging and collaboration. One day, during a virtual meetup, Ken was struck by a participant's story. A young man named Malik shared how he had been inspired by the community to start an initiative focused on mental health awareness in underserved neighborhoods. His passion and determination were palpable, and the other participants rallied around him, offering support and resources. After the meetup, Ken reached out to Malik. "I'd love to learn more about your initiative," he said. "Let's set up a time to chat." Their conversation revealed Malik's vision for creating safe spaces for open discussions about mental health. Ken was impressed and offered to help him develop a plan for scaling his initiative. Together, they mapped out strategies for outreach and community engagement. As Malik's initiative began to take shape, he expressed gratitude for the support he received from the community. "I never thought I could make such an impact," he told Ken. "Your encouragement means the world to me." Through stories like Malik's, Ken and Sam were reminded of the profound ripple effect of their work. Each connection made, each initiative launched, contributed to a larger movement that transcended individual efforts. Months turned into years, and their influence continued to grow. The Empowerment Network became a well-respected model for social change, inspiring countless others to take action in their own communities. One day, as they prepared for their next summit, Ken and Sam sat down to reflect on their journey. "It's amazing how far we've come since that stormy day," Ken mused. "I never could have imagined this." Sam nodded, a sense of contentment washing over him. "It's a reminder that change is possible, even in the most challenging circumstances. We just have to be willing to help one another." As the summit approached, they knew it would be another opportunity to inspire and connect. They had become not just partners but a family, bound by a shared mission to create a world where compassion thrived. On the day of the event, the venue was filled with laughter, energy, and hope. Participants mingled, sharing their stories and ideas. Ken and Sam welcomed everyone with open arms, grateful for the chance to continue their work. As they looked out at the sea of faces, they realized that their journey was far from over. Each individual in the room had the potential to create change, to uplift others, and to contribute to a brighter future. The summit became a resounding success, with participants leaving inspired and empowered. Ken and Sam stood together at the end, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. They had built something beautiful, a community dedicated to kindness, resilience, and empowerment. As the sun set over the horizon, casting a warm glow on the city, Ken and Sam shared a moment of quiet reflection. They knew that their paths had intertwined for a reason, and they were determined to continue their work, to keep spreading the message that kindness can change lives. In the years to come, their story would be told far and wide, a tale of two individuals from vastly different backgrounds who came together to create a lasting impact. They had proven that compassion, when nurtured, could indeed change the world. And as they looked to the future, they knew that their journey had only just begun. Together, they would continue to inspire, uplift, and empower countless lives, one act of kindness at a time. As Ken and Sam moved forward with their initiatives, they realized that their impact extended beyond their immediate community. The stories of transformation inspired other cities to adopt similar models of support and empowerment. Requests for workshops, training sessions, and presentations came pouring in from across the country. In response, they decided to create a comprehensive toolkit for aspiring social entrepreneurs. This resource would include guides on starting nonprofits, fundraising, community engagement, and program evaluation. They worked tirelessly, gathering insights from their experiences and the experiences of others in their network. Once the toolkit was complete, they launched it at a national conference for social impact. The response was overwhelmingly positive. People were eager to learn and implement the strategies they had developed. Ken and Sam took turns speaking about their journey and the importance of collaboration in fostering sustainable change. After the conference, they received an email from a university professor named Dr. Thompson, who expressed interest in incorporating their toolkit into her social entrepreneurship curriculum. She invited them to guest lecture and share their experiences with her students. Excited about the opportunity, Ken and Sam accepted. During their visit, they were met with a diverse group of students, each brimming with ideas and passion for social change. As they shared their stories, the students listened intently, taking notes and asking questions. Ken felt a spark of inspiration as he saw the next generation of leaders eager to make a difference. After the lecture, a student named Emily approached them. "I have an idea for a project that focuses on environmental sustainability in community gardens," she said, her enthusiasm palpable. "I'd love to get your feedback." Ken and Sam engaged with her, brainstorming ideas and connecting her with resources that could help her launch the initiative. They recognized that the energy and innovation of youth were vital for the evolution of social entrepreneurship. Inspired by the interaction, Ken and Sam decided to establish a mentorship program specifically for students interested in social impact. They reached out to their network, recruiting experienced entrepreneurs and community leaders to guide and support these young changemakers. The mentorship program quickly gained traction, with students from various backgrounds applying to participate. The excitement in the air was contagious as the first cohort gathered for their kickoff meeting. Ken and Sam welcomed them, sharing their vision for the program. "This is your chance to learn, grow, and make an impact," Sam said. "We're here to support you, but it's your ideas and passion that will drive change." As the program progressed, students embarked on various projects, ranging from mental health awareness campaigns to food waste reduction initiatives. Each student's journey was unique, yet they all shared a common goal: to create a better world. One evening, Ken received a call from Emily, who had successfully launched her community garden project. "We've planted our first crops, and the community is excited," she exclaimed. "We want to host a harvest festival to celebrate and educate others about sustainable practices. Can you come speak?" Pride welled up in Ken's chest. "Absolutely. I'd love to be there." The Harvest Festival turned out to be a huge success, attracting community members of all ages. Ken spoke passionately about the importance of sustainability and community involvement. He saw firsthand the impact of Emily's work, as families came together to learn and celebrate. As the festival wrapped up, Emily approached Ken with a smile. "Thank you for your support. This wouldn't have happened without the mentorship program. I'm inspired to keep going." Encouraged by the success of their initiatives and the blossoming talent within their mentorship program, Ken and Sam began to dream bigger. They envisioned a national network of young social entrepreneurs who could collaborate, share resources, and support one another. They launched a national summit focused on youth-led initiatives, inviting young changemakers from across the country to showcase their projects, share their experiences, and learn from each other. The event attracted significant attention, with sponsors eager to support the next generation of leaders. On the day of the summit, Ken and Sam stood together, surveying the bustling crowd. The energy was electric as young people engaged in passionate discussions and exchanged ideas. It was a testament to the power of community and collaboration. Throughout the day, attendees presented their projects, ranging from mental health campaigns to clean water initiatives. Ken and Sam facilitated discussions, offering feedback and connecting participants with potential mentors and resources. At the end of the summit, they organized a pitch competition where participants could present their ideas to a panel of judges for funding and support. The room was filled with enthusiasm as young people showcased their visions for change. One standout pitch came from a group of high school students advocating for mental health resources in schools. They presented a comprehensive plan for peer support programs and educational workshops. The judges were impressed by their passion and commitment, awarding them funding to launch their initiative. As the event concluded, Ken and Sam felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. They had created a platform that not only showcased young talent but also empowered the next generation to take action. As they left the venue, Sam turned to Ken. "Can you believe the impact we're making? We're not just helping individuals, we're fostering a whole movement." Ken smiled, filled with gratitude. "It's a reminder that change is possible when we come together. Our work is far from over." In the years that followed, the National Youth Network continued to grow. Ken and Sam expanded their mentorship program, developing partnerships with schools and organizations dedicated to nurturing young leaders. They created online resources, workshops, and webinars to support aspiring social entrepreneurs. The ripple effects of their work were profound. As young changemakers emerged, they brought fresh ideas and energy to the social impact landscape. Each project launched added to the momentum of change, creating a culture of compassion and innovation. One day, Ken received an invitation to speak at a global summit on social entrepreneurship. He was excited but also nervous about the opportunity to represent their work on an international stage. He asked Sam to join him, knowing their story had the power to inspire others around the world. At the summit, Ken and Sam were joined by leaders from various countries, each sharing their unique approaches to social impact. When it was their turn to present, they spoke passionately about their journey, emphasizing the importance of community, collaboration, and compassion. As they shared stories of individuals whose lives had been transformed through their initiatives, they could see the audience leaning in, captivated by the message. They highlighted the youth network, showcasing the potential of the next generation to lead change. After their presentation, they received enthusiastic feedback and inquiries from attendees eager to learn more about their approach. Ken felt a surge of hope as he realized that their work was resonating on a global scale. As they returned home, Ken and Sam reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. They had started with a single act of kindness, and it had blossomed into a movement that was touching lives around the world. Who would have thought this all began with a stormy day and a chance encounter? Sam mused, a smile on his face. Ken nodded, grateful for the serendipity that had shaped their paths. It's a testament to the power of compassion. Together, we can continue to change lives, one story at a time. The years ahead held promise and potential. With each new initiative, each young leader inspired, and each community transformed, they knew they were making a lasting impact. Their journey was far from over, and they remained committed to uplifting others and fostering a culture of kindness and resilience. As they looked to the future, Ken and Sam understood that the essence of their mission lay in connection, connecting individuals, ideas, and communities. They would continue to create spaces for collaboration and innovation, ensuring that everyone had a chance to rise. And so, their story continued, a living testament to the belief that when we choose compassion over indifference, we can create a world filled with hope and possibility. Together, they would keep inspiring change, embracing each new challenge and opportunity with open hearts and unwavering determination. As Ken and Sam's initiatives flourished, they became increasingly aware of the challenges that persisted in their communities. Despite their successes, they recognized that systemic issues such as poverty, homelessness, and mental health needed to be addressed on a broader scale. They began to explore ways to advocate for policy changes that could create lasting solutions. One evening, while discussing their next steps, Ken said, "We've done a great job at the grassroots level, but we need to take this further. If we want to make a real impact, we need to engage with policymakers and influence the systems that keep people trapped in cycles of poverty." Sam nodded thoughtfully. "You're right. We can't just be reactive, we need to be proactive. We should organize a conference that brings together community leaders, policymakers, and advocates to discuss solutions to these systemic issues." They started planning a conference focused on policy advocacy and social justice, inviting speakers from various sectors, including government officials, nonprofit leaders, and individuals with lived experiences. The goal was to create a platform for dialogue and collaboration on issues affecting vulnerable populations. As the conference date approached, they faced numerous challenges in securing funding and attracting attendees. Yet, their determination never wavered. They reached out to their network, sharing their vision and rallying support from local businesses and organizations. Slowly but surely, interest began to grow. On the day of the conference, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Attendees filled the venue, and the energy in the room was palpable. Ken and Sam opened the conference, sharing their vision of fostering collaboration between grassroots organizations and policymakers. "We need to elevate the voices of those who are most affected by these issues," Ken emphasized. "Change happens when we work together to address the root causes of poverty and inequality." Throughout the day, speakers shared powerful stories and insights, illustrating the challenges faced by marginalized communities. Workshops focused on advocacy strategies, community organizing, and building coalitions for change. Participants engaged in meaningful discussions, brainstorming solutions, and forming connections. During a breakout session, Sam facilitated a discussion on mental health and its impact on socioeconomic status. He shared his own experiences and encouraged attendees to share their stories. The room filled with voices, each contributing to a tapestry of experiences that underscored the importance of mental health in the fight against poverty. As the conference progressed, it became clear that there was a strong desire among participants to take action. Many attendees committed to forming coalitions that would advocate for policy changes at the local and state levels. After the conference, Ken and Sam received numerous emails expressing gratitude for the opportunity to connect and collaborate. Many participants shared their excitement about the coalitions they were forming and the initiatives they were launching. One particular email stood out to Ken. It was from a woman named Clara, who had attended the mental health session. She wrote about her experience as a social worker and her desire to create a mental health advocacy group to address the stigma surrounding mental illness. Inspired by Sam's story, she was ready to take action. "Let's connect, Clara," Ken replied. "I'd love to help you get your advocacy group off the ground." Over the following weeks, Ken and Sam worked closely with Clara to help her establish the group. They assisted with outreach, provided resources, and connected her with mental health professionals who could offer expertise. Clara's enthusiasm was infectious, and soon the group began to gain traction. As Clara's group organized community events and workshops, they raised awareness about mental health issues and the resources available to those in need. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and many community members began to share their stories, breaking down the barriers of stigma. In the midst of their advocacy work, Ken and Sam received an invitation to meet with local government officials. They saw this as an opportunity to present the findings from their conference and advocate for policy changes that could enhance support for mental health services and social programs. During the meeting, they presented data highlighting the correlation between mental health and economic stability. They shared success stories from their initiatives, emphasizing the need for comprehensive policies that support mental health resources in schools, workplaces, and communities. The officials listened intently, and after the presentation, one council member expressed interest in exploring how to allocate more funding for mental health services. Encouraged by the response, Ken and Sam felt a renewed sense of purpose. They knew that their grassroots work could indeed influence policy changes. Over the next few months, they continued to engage with local officials, attending meetings, providing input on proposed policies, and advocating for their community's needs. They developed a rapport with several key decision-makers who began to recognize the value of their insights. During this time, the Empowerment Network continued to thrive, with young leaders stepping up to engage in advocacy efforts. The mentorship program flourished as participants began to understand the importance of civic engagement and how their voices mattered in shaping policies that affected their lives. One afternoon, as they were preparing for another round of meetings with officials, Ken turned to Sam. "We've come so far, but I can't help but think about the lives we've changed. It's not just about numbers, it's about real people." Sam nodded, reflecting on their journey. "Absolutely. Every story we hear reminds us why we do this. It's about lifting each other up and ensuring that everyone has a chance." As they continued their advocacy work, they began to receive invitations to speak at state and national conferences on social policy. They shared their approach, emphasizing the importance of collaboration between grassroots organizations and policymakers. One day, they were invited to participate in a panel discussion at a national social justice summit. They spoke alongside prominent activists and leaders, advocating for policies that would address the systemic issues affecting marginalized communities. As they shared their experiences and the stories of those they had helped, the audience responded with enthusiasm. Ken felt a sense of hope, realizing that their message was resonating with others who shared their vision for change. As their influence expanded, Ken and Sam recognized the importance of sustainability in their efforts. They began to explore ways to secure long-term funding for their initiatives, looking into grants, partnerships with businesses, and innovative fundraising strategies. During a meeting with a local business leader, they discussed the possibility of a corporate sponsorship program to support their advocacy and community initiatives. The business leader was enthusiastic about the idea, recognizing the potential for positive social impact. With renewed energy, Ken and Sam set out to develop a proposal for corporate partners, outlining the benefits of collaboration and the positive impact their support could make. They reached out to their network, seeking businesses that aligned with their values and mission. After several meetings, they secured partnerships with a few local businesses that were eager to invest in their community. These partnerships allowed them to expand their programs and reach even more individuals in need. As their initiatives continued to grow, Ken and Sam reflected on the impact of their work. They had not only changed individual lives but had also begun to shift the conversation around social issues, engaging communities and policymakers alike. One day, as they were reviewing their progress, Ken received a message from Clara. She had successfully organized a community forum focused on mental health resources, drawing attention from local media and community leaders. "Thank you for believing in me," Clara wrote. "This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish together." Ken shared the message with Sam, and they both felt a surge of pride. Clara's success was a testament to the power of their mentorship program and the ripple effect of their efforts. As the months passed, their impact continued to multiply. The community began to see positive changes as more resources were allocated to mental health services, housing support, and job training programs. Individuals who had once felt isolated and helpless were now empowered to take charge of their lives. One evening, as Ken and Sam sat on the balcony of their office, watching the sun set over the city, they reflected on the journey they had taken together. They had faced challenges, celebrated victories, and built a network of support that extended far beyond their initial vision. "Can you believe it started with that rainy day?" Sam mused, a smile on his face. Ken nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "It's a reminder that every small act of kindness can lead to something extraordinary. Together, we've created a movement." As they looked ahead, they knew there were still many challenges to tackle. But with each step they took, they remained committed to their mission of uplifting others and fostering a culture of compassion and resilience. The world was changing, and they were determined to be part of that change. Their journey continued, fueled by hope and the belief that together, they could create a better future for all. As Ken and Sam moved forward, they faced new challenges that tested their resolve and commitment to their mission. The momentum they had built in their community drew attention, not just from supporters but also from skeptics who questioned the sustainability of their efforts. Some critics argued that their initiatives were merely band-aid solutions, failing to address the deeper, systemic issues at play. During a community forum, a local journalist challenged Ken during a Q&A session. "While your initiatives are commendable, how do you respond to those who say that without addressing the root causes of poverty and mental health issues, you're just providing temporary relief?" Ken took a deep breath, understanding the importance of the question. "I agree that we need to address systemic issues," he replied. "But our approach is multifaceted. We're not only providing immediate support, we're also advocating for policy changes and building coalitions that aim to tackle these root causes. It's a long-term process, and every step counts." The journalist nodded, but the skepticism lingered. Ken could see that the community was divided. Some were inspired by their work, while others remained unconvinced. This was a wake-up call. They needed to strengthen their messaging and demonstrate tangible outcomes. That evening, Ken and Sam convened a strategy meeting. "We need to show the community that our initiatives are making a real difference," Sam suggested. "Let's gather data on the impact we've had so far. We can use testimonials, statistics, and success stories to illustrate our progress." They set to work, reaching out to participants in their programs, gathering feedback, and collecting data on the number of people served, the initiatives launched, and the stories of transformation. It was a powerful process that reminded them of the many lives they had touched. As they compiled the information, they discovered that over the past year, their programs had helped hundreds of individuals gain access to mental health services, secure stable housing, and develop job skills. They created a comprehensive report highlighting these achievements, complete with personal stories that illustrated the impact of their work. With the report in hand, they organized a community presentation to share their findings. They invited local residents, community leaders, and media representatives, hoping to foster transparency and dialogue. Ken stood before the crowd, presenting the data and weaving in personal stories of individuals whose lives had been transformed through their initiatives. As he spoke, he saw the shift in the room. Skepticism began to fade as people connected with the stories being shared. Clara, now a leader in the mental health advocacy group, spoke about her journey and the impact of the community forum she had organized. Her passion was evident, and the audience resonated with her message. After the presentation, the crowd erupted in applause. Ken and Sam felt a sense of relief and accomplishment. They had effectively communicated their mission and demonstrated the tangible outcomes of their efforts. In the following weeks, their community engagement soared. More people reached out to get involved, whether through volunteering, attending workshops, or supporting advocacy efforts. They realized that transparency and accountability had built trust and strengthened their community ties. As their initiatives gained momentum, Ken and Sam recognized the importance of sustainability in their efforts. They began exploring additional funding opportunities, applying for grants that aligned with their mission. They also sought partnerships with local businesses, presenting them with the value of investing in social impact. One afternoon, they met with a group of business leaders who were interested in corporate social responsibility. Ken and Sam presented their vision, highlighting how their initiatives could align with the business's goals while positively impacting the community. The leaders were intrigued. One CEO, Lisa, spoke up. "This is exactly the kind of partnership we're looking for. We want to invest in initiatives that create real change. How can we get involved?" Ken and Sam discussed potential sponsorships and collaborative projects. With the support of local businesses, they began developing new programs, including job training workshops and financial literacy classes, which would empower individuals to achieve economic stability. Their initiatives continued to expand, and soon they had a robust suite of programs aimed at addressing the multifaceted challenges in their community. They established a resource center that served as a hub for mental health support, job training, and community engagement. This center became a lifeline for many, offering services and support tailored to individual needs. One evening, as they wrapped up a busy day at the center, Sam remarked, "I never imagined we'd be here, running a resource center and having such an impact. It's incredible to see the community coming together like this." Ken smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment. It's a testament to what's possible when we choose to act. Every person who walks through those doors is a reminder of why we do this. As the months went by, they continued to receive feedback from the community. Stories of success poured in from individuals who had accessed job training programs and secured employment, those who had received mental health support and found renewed hope, and families who had benefited from housing assistance. Yet, amid the success, they remained aware of the challenges ahead. The political landscape was shifting, and with it came uncertainty regarding funding for social programs. They knew they needed to stay vigilant and continue advocating for their initiatives. During a pivotal moment, they were invited to present at a city council meeting. Ken and Sam prepared diligently, armed with data, testimonials, and a clear call to action. They emphasized the need for continued support for their programs, highlighting the positive impact on the community. As they stood before the council, Ken spoke passionately. "We've seen firsthand the difference these programs make. But we cannot do this alone. We need your support to ensure that our community continues to thrive." The council members listened attentively. After their presentation, several members expressed their support, pledging to advocate for funding that would sustain their initiatives. This moment reinforced their belief in the power of advocacy and the importance of being vocal about the needs of their community. As the year came to a close, they reflected on their journey. The Empowerment Network had grown stronger, the Resource Center was bustling with activity, and countless lives had been transformed through their work. They decided to host a year-end celebration to honor the community and recognize the individuals who had contributed to their success. The event would not only celebrate their achievements but also serve as a reminder of the work still ahead. On the night of the celebration, the venue was filled with laughter, music, and the energy of hope. Ken and Sam welcomed attendees, expressing their gratitude for the community's support. They shared stories of success, acknowledging the contributions of everyone involved. Clara took the stage, sharing her journey from struggling with mental health to becoming an advocate for change. Her words resonated deeply with the audience, showcasing the transformative power of support and community. As the night progressed, participants mingled, exchanging stories and forging new connections. The atmosphere was electric, filled with a sense of possibility and unity. Ken and Sam knew that this celebration was not just an end but a beginning, a foundation for the work that lay ahead. In the following months, they continued to build on their successes. The Resource Center expanded its offerings, and partnerships with local businesses flourished. They established an annual community impact report to showcase their progress and hold themselves accountable. With every challenge they faced, Ken and Sam remained committed to their mission. They understood that creating lasting change required resilience, collaboration, and an unwavering belief in the power of community. As they looked toward the future, they were excited about the possibilities ahead. They had built a network of support that was strong and vibrant, a testament to the impact of compassion and collective action. They knew that their journey was far from over, but with each step, they were forging a path toward a brighter future for all. The story of Ken and Sam, the businessman and the beggar, had evolved into a narrative of empowerment, resilience, and hope. Together, they would continue to uplift others, advocate for change, and inspire the next generation of leaders. And in doing so, they would prove that even the smallest acts of kindness can lead to monumental transformations. As Ken and Sam ventured further into the new year, they felt the momentum of their efforts ripple through the community. The Resource Center had become a beacon of hope, a place where individuals could find support, education, and a sense of belonging. Yet, as they celebrated their successes, they also recognized the need to adapt to the evolving landscape of social issues. One day, during a routine meeting at the center, Sam brought up a pressing concern. "We've been focusing heavily on mental health and job training, but we need to consider the growing issue of food insecurity in our community. Many of the individuals we serve are struggling to put food on the table." Ken nodded in agreement. "You're right. Food insecurity often intersects with the challenges we're already addressing. We should explore ways to incorporate food support into our initiatives." They brainstormed ideas and soon decided to launch a community food program. The goal was to provide nutritious meals, teach cooking skills, and offer nutritional education to empower individuals to make healthier choices. They reached out to local farmers and grocery stores for partnerships, hoping to source fresh produce and ingredients for their program. With enthusiasm, they organized a community meeting to gauge interest. They invited residents, local businesses, and health professionals to discuss the initiative. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing a desire to volunteer and contribute to the program. Encouraged by the turnout, Ken and Sam began implementing their plan. They secured a small grant to purchase kitchen equipment and supplies. With the help of volunteers, they transformed a section of the Resource Center into a community kitchen. As the program launched, they offered cooking classes and meal prep workshops. Participants learned how to cook affordable, nutritious meals and gained valuable skills that would benefit their families. Additionally, they organized weekly food distributions, ensuring that those in need had access to fresh produce and staples. The impact was immediate. Families began to share their stories of how the program had alleviated some of their financial burdens and improved their overall health. As participants learned to cook and eat healthier, they reported feeling more energized and focused, which positively affected their job performance and mental health. Clara, inspired by the food program, suggested hosting a community potluck. "We can encourage everyone to bring a dish and share their cultural backgrounds," she proposed. "It would be a great way to build community while showcasing healthy recipes." The idea was met with excitement, and soon the potluck was scheduled. The event brought together families from diverse backgrounds, each contributing their unique culinary creations. The atmosphere was vibrant, filled with laughter, storytelling, and the delightful aromas of home-cooked meals. As they shared food and stories, participants forged deeper connections. Ken and Sam watched as barriers melted away, and a sense of camaraderie blossomed. This event exemplified the power of food to unite people and create community. In the weeks that followed, the food program continued to grow. They established partnerships with local health professionals who provided nutritional counseling and resources. With each cooking class and meal distribution, they fostered a culture of support, learning, and empowerment. Amid the program's success, Ken and Sam remained vigilant about the ongoing challenges in their community. They knew that addressing food insecurity was just one piece of a larger puzzle. With that in mind, they began exploring ways to tackle housing instability, another critical issue that affected many individuals they served. They reached out to local housing organizations and began hosting workshops on tenant rights, budgeting, and navigating housing assistance programs. They aimed to empower individuals with the knowledge they needed to secure stable housing and avoid homelessness. As they delved into this new initiative, they faced challenges in finding resources and funding. Housing programs often required significant investments, and competition for grants was fierce. Nevertheless, they remained undeterred, leveraging their network to seek partnerships with local agencies and philanthropic organizations. During a community event, they met a representative from a national nonprofit dedicated to addressing housing instability. The representative was impressed by their work and offered to connect them with resources and funding opportunities. With renewed hope, Ken and Sam collaborated with the nonprofit to develop a comprehensive housing initiative. They worked together to create a model that provided immediate support for individuals facing eviction, while also addressing long-term solutions such as affordable housing development and advocacy for policy changes. The initiative launched with a community forum, bringing together residents, local leaders, and policymakers to discuss the housing crisis and potential solutions. Ken and Sam presented their findings, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and innovative approaches to address housing insecurity. The response was positive, with several local officials expressing their commitment to exploring new policies and funding sources to support affordable housing projects. Ken felt a sense of fulfillment. Their advocacy efforts were gaining traction, and they were becoming recognized as a key voice in the community. As their initiatives flourished, Ken and Sam decided to expand their mentorship program further. They recognized that many young people in the community were eager to get involved in social impact but lacked guidance and resources. They established a youth leadership program focused on developing skills in advocacy, project management, and community organizing. They reached out to local schools and youth organizations, inviting students to participate. The response was overwhelming, with students eager to learn and contribute. Ken and Sam facilitated workshops and mentoring sessions, empowering young leaders to identify issues they were passionate about and take action. One student, Maya, stood out for her passion for environmental sustainability. She proposed starting a community garden at the resource center, aimed at educating residents about growing their own food and promoting healthy eating habits. "Great idea, Maya," Sam encouraged. "Let's work together to make this happen." With support from the mentorship program, Maya organized a team of volunteers, secured funding for seeds and tools, and transformed a vacant lot next to the center into a thriving community garden. Residents gathered to help plant, care for, and harvest the crops, fostering a sense of ownership and pride. The garden quickly became a symbol of resilience and sustainability. Families enjoyed the fresh produce, while workshops taught participants about gardening, composting, and environmental stewardship. Maya's leadership inspired others, and the garden became a centerpiece of community engagement. As they reflected on their journey, Ken and Sam felt a profound sense of gratitude for the community's resilience and determination. They had created a network of support that not only addressed immediate needs but also empowered individuals to become agents of change in their own lives. One evening, as they sat in the garden, watching families enjoy the fruits of their labor, Ken turned to Sam. "We've come a long way since that rainy day under the bridge. It's incredible to see how far we've all grown together." Sam smiled, taking in the vibrant scene around them. "It's a testament to what's possible when we come together and believe in each other. There's so much more we can do." With renewed energy and purpose, they began planning for the future. They envisioned expanding their initiatives to neighboring communities, sharing their model of empowerment and collaboration. They understood that the need was vast, but they also believed that together, they could create a movement for change. As they embarked on this new chapter, Ken and Sam remained committed to their mission of uplifting others and fostering a culture of compassion. They knew that their journey was far from over, but with every step, they were forging a path toward a brighter future for all. The story of Ken and Sam, the businessman and the beggar, had evolved into a narrative of resilience, empowerment, and hope. Together, they would continue to inspire change, uplift lives, and proved that even in the face of adversity, compassion could create a ripple effect of transformation. As Ken and Sam set their sights on expanding their initiatives to neighboring communities, they knew they had to be strategic. They began by conducting research to understand the unique challenges and needs of these areas. They reached out to local leaders and organizations to build relationships and gather insights. During one of their initial meetings, they learned about a nearby community that struggled with high unemployment rates and limited access to resources. The feedback they received was invaluable, highlighting the importance of tailoring their programs to address specific local issues. Ken and Sam decided to host a series of community forums in these areas. They aimed to engage residents, hear their stories, and identify opportunities for collaboration. The response was overwhelmingly positive. People were eager to share their experiences and contribute to potential solutions. At one of the forums, a local resident named Javier spoke passionately about the barriers to employment in his community. Many people want to work, but they lack the skills or resources to apply for jobs. We need training programs that are accessible and relevant to the local job market. Inspired by Javier's insights, Ken and Sam incorporated workforce development into their expansion plan. They began collaborating with local businesses to understand the skills needed in the workforce and to design training programs that would directly connect participants with employment opportunities. The first step was to establish partnerships with local employers who were willing to provide internships and job placements for program participants. Ken and Sam organized a job fair, inviting businesses to meet with residents and discuss available positions. The event was a success, drawing a large crowd eager to learn about employment opportunities. Many local residents left with leads on potential jobs, and the feedback from businesses was equally positive. Employers expressed appreciation for the opportunity to connect with motivated individuals who were eager to work. Encouraged by this response, Ken and Sam expanded their workforce development initiative to include mentorship opportunities, helping participants navigate the job search process and develop essential soft skills. They recruited volunteers from the business community to serve as mentors, providing guidance on resume writing, interview preparation, and professional networking. As the program gained traction, Ken and Sam also focused on integrating financial literacy education into their initiatives. They recognized that many individuals faced challenges managing their finances, often exacerbating their struggles with employment and housing instability. They partnered with a local credit union to offer financial literacy workshops, teaching participants how to budget, save, and plan for the future. The workshops were well attended, and participants reported feeling more empowered to take control of their financial situations. With each initiative they launched, Ken and Sam witnessed remarkable transformations within the community. Individuals who had once felt trapped in a cycle of poverty began to find pathways to stability and success. The stories of resilience and determination inspired others to get involved, creating a ripple effect of hope. One evening, while reflecting on their progress, Sam said, "It's incredible to see the impact we're having. We're not just helping individuals, we're building a stronger community." Ken nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. Every success story reinforces why we do this. We're not just addressing symptoms, we're working towards systemic change. As their work expanded, they also encountered new challenges. Funding for their initiatives became a pressing concern, especially as they grew into neighboring communities. Ken and Sam realized they needed to diversify their funding sources and create a sustainable financial model. They began exploring grant opportunities more vigorously, attending workshops on fundraising and nonprofit management. They learned about crowdfunding, donor engagement, and the importance of building a strong narrative around their mission to attract support. In their pursuit of sustainability, they also launched a social enterprise. This venture aimed to generate revenue while furthering their mission. They started a catering service through the community kitchen, employing participants from their job training programs and using fresh produce from the community garden. The catering business quickly gained popularity, providing delicious, healthy meals for local events and businesses. It not only generated income for the resource center but also created job opportunities for individuals seeking work experience. As the social enterprise flourished, Ken and Sam celebrated their success, but they remained grounded in their mission. They continued to prioritize community engagement, regularly soliciting feedback and adjusting their programs based on the needs of the residents they served. Through their efforts, they fostered a culture of collaboration and empowerment. The Resource Center became a hub of activity, with residents participating in workshops, community meetings, and volunteer opportunities. People were coming together, sharing ideas, and actively contributing to the positive changes in their neighborhoods. One day, Clara approached Ken and Sam with an idea for a community event. What if we organized a festival to celebrate our successes? We could highlight our programs, share stories, and invite local artists to perform. It would be a great way to engage the community and showcase the talent we have here. Excited by the idea, Ken and Sam quickly set to work planning the festival. They secured permits, reached out to local businesses for sponsorships, and recruited volunteers to help with logistics. The event would not only celebrate their achievements but also raise awareness about the ongoing challenges the community faced. As the festival date approached, anticipation grew. They promoted the event through social media, local flyers, and word of mouth. The day of the festival arrived, and the Resource Center was buzzing with energy. Families, children, and individuals from all walks of life gathered to celebrate. The festival featured food stalls, live music, art displays, and informational booths showcasing their various programs. Participants shared their success stories, and local artists performed, creating an atmosphere of joy and camaraderie. As Ken and Sam walked through the festival, they felt an overwhelming sense of pride. They witnessed the community coming together, celebrating their resilience and achievements. The event was not only a celebration but also a reminder of the strength that lay within the community. During the closing remarks, Ken took the stage to address the crowd. Today, we celebrate not just our successes but each other. Together, we are building a brighter future for our community. Let's continue to uplift one another and create pathways for change. The crowd erupted in applause, and Ken could see the spark of hope in their eyes. This festival was just the beginning. They had fostered a sense of belonging, a network of support that would propel them forward. As they looked ahead, Ken and Sam knew they had much work to do. Their journey of empowerment and advocacy was ongoing, and they remained committed to addressing the systemic issues affecting their communities. One evening, after the festival, they reflected on their journey. Sam remarked, "We've created something truly special here. But I can't help but think about the bigger picture. How can we replicate this success in other communities?" Ken agreed. "We need to share our model and the lessons we've learned. If we can empower other communities to take charge of their own destinies, we can create a movement that extends beyond these borders." Inspired by this vision, they began developing a framework for community empowerment that could be shared with others. They hosted workshops and training sessions, inviting leaders from neighboring communities to learn about their approach to advocacy, resource development, and community engagement. The response was enthusiastic. Leaders from other areas expressed a desire to adopt similar strategies and build their own networks of support. Ken and Sam felt invigorated by the prospect of expanding their impact. As their initiatives continued to grow, Ken and Sam received recognition for their work. They were invited to speak at conferences, sharing their story and inspiring others to take action. Their narrative of transformation resonated deeply, showcasing the power of compassion and collaboration. Through these speaking engagements, they not only spread awareness about their work but also connected with potential partners, donors, and supporters. They built a network of allies who believed in their mission and were eager to contribute. Over time, their initiatives began to attract attention from larger foundations interested in supporting grassroots movements. Ken and Sam seized the opportunity to apply for funding that would allow them to expand their programs even further. With each successful grant application, they felt a sense of validation. Their hard work was paying off, and they could now reach more individuals and communities in need. They established a team of dedicated staff and volunteers, each bringing unique skills and perspectives to their mission. As the organization grew, they remained committed to their core values of empathy, collaboration, and empowerment. They held regular team meetings, emphasizing the importance of listening to the community and adapting their programs based on feedback. With each step forward, Ken and Sam's bond deepened. They shared a vision for a more just and equitable world, fueled by their experiences and the relationships they had built along the way. They were more than just colleagues, they were partners in a shared mission. As the years passed, they reflected on their journey, from that fateful rainy day under the bridge to the flourishing resource center and empowered communities. Their story was one of resilience, hope, and the belief that change was possible when people came together. In their hearts, they knew that the work was far from over. There were still many challenges to tackle, and the journey ahead would require unwavering dedication and compassion. But with each success, they were reminded of the strength of community and the transformative power of kindness. With renewed determination, Ken and Sam embraced the future, ready to continue their work of uplifting others, advocating for change, and proving that together, they could create a brighter future for all. Their journey was a testament to the profound impact that can arise from the smallest acts of kindness and the unwavering belief in the potential of every individual. As Ken and Sam continued their work, they knew they were part of something much larger than themselves. The Resource Center had become a hub of transformation, and the community was thriving in ways they had once only dreamed of. They had seen lives change, individuals who once felt hopeless now stood with newfound confidence, ready to pursue their dreams. One sunny afternoon, as they prepared for another community event, Ken and Sam sat on a bench outside the center, reflecting on their journey. The garden was in full bloom, a testament to the hard work and love poured into it. Children laughed and played nearby, while families gathered for a cooking class. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Ken asked, a smile spreading across his face. Sam nodded, his eyes glistening with pride. "It's incredible. Every day, I see people taking charge of their lives. It reminds me of why we started this in the first place." As they spoke, Clara approached them, a radiant smile lighting up her face. "You two won't believe what just happened," she exclaimed, excitement bubbling over. "What is it?" Sam asked, leaning forward. "I just got off the phone with a local news station. They want to do a feature on our community initiatives. They're interested in highlighting how we're making a difference and inspiring others to get involved." Ken's eyes widened. "That's amazing. This could really amplify our message and attract more support." Clara nodded vigorously. "Exactly. This is our chance to showcase the power of community and the incredible work we're all doing together." With the news of the upcoming feature, the energy in the center skyrocketed. Volunteers and participants rallied together, eager to showcase their achievements and the impact of their collective efforts. They organized a special event, inviting community members to share their stories, skills, and experiences. The day of the feature arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Local media set up their equipment, capturing the vibrant spirit of the community. Ken and Sam, along with Clara, spoke about their journey, the challenges they had faced, and the successes they had achieved. As the cameras rolled, they highlighted the personal stories of individuals whose lives had been transformed, like Javier, who had secured a stable job, and Maya, whose community garden was flourishing. Their stories resonated deeply, showcasing the power of resilience and the importance of support. When the segment aired, it reached a wider audience than they had anticipated. Viewers were moved by the stories of hope and transformation, and many reached out to offer support, whether through donations, volunteering, or sharing their own expertise. With this newfound attention, Ken and Sam seized the opportunity to further expand their initiatives. They established partnerships with larger organizations and foundations that wanted to invest in community-driven solutions. They also began training other communities on how to replicate their model, sharing the lessons learned and strategies for success. As they traveled to different regions, sharing their journey, they were continually inspired by the resilience of others. They met individuals who, despite facing immense challenges, were committed to making a difference in their own communities. Ken and Sam recognized that they were part of a larger movement, one that spanned beyond borders and united people in a common cause. Years later, as they stood in front of the Resource Center, now expanded and bustling with activity, they reflected on their journey once more. the community had grown, with new leaders emerging and initiatives blossoming in various neighborhoods. "I never thought we could achieve all of this," Ken said, looking around at the thriving hub of activity. "It's a testament to the power of compassion and collaboration." Sam smiled, filled with a sense of fulfillment. "We've built something meaningful together, and it's a joy to see others carrying the torch. This is just the beginning." As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the center, Ken and Sam felt a profound sense of hope. They had started as a businessman and a beggar, brought together by chance, but they had transformed into partners in a mission that had changed countless lives. Their story was not just about their individual journeys, but about the collective strength of a community united in purpose. It served as a reminder that every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to ignite change. In that moment, they knew that the future was bright, filled with possibilities. They were committed to continuing their work, nurturing the seeds of change they had planted, and inspiring others to join in their mission. As they walked into the center, surrounded by laughter, learning, and the spirit of collaboration, they understood that their journey would never truly end. Together, they would continue to uplift, empower, and create pathways for transformation, one person at a time. And so, their story lived on, a narrative of hope, resilience, and the unwavering belief that when we come together, we can change the world.